It's my pleasure now to ask Jean-Pierre Goudant, the President of the European boating industry, to give a fantastic speech. That's fantastic is a word that Donald Trump uses and that Boris Johnson uses. But I'm sure that in your case it's justified. Jean-Pierre, it's for you. Vous êtes toujours sur le plateau.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's an honor to talk to you, to such a prominent audience today. I would like to very much thank Boot Düsseldorf and the Economist team for putting on these conferences. I have the pleasure to talk to you about nautical tourism in my capacity as president of the European boating industry. We are the voice of the recreational boating industry in Europe, of course. In the coming 10 minutes, I will talk to you about the trends and challenges in our industry and how industry and policy can support transformation. To give you an idea of the issue at hand, I would like to start with some numbers about the recreational boating industry in Europe. 6 million boats in European waters, 1 million berths, 10,000 marinas, all served by 32,000 companies with close to 280,000 direct employees. The EU's nautical tourism sector alone is estimated to generate around 28 billion in annual revenue. This is a strong track record, and we are proud of counting some global market leaders among our industry. Our sector is one where made in Europe is still very much a reality and a sign of the quality for consumers across the world. We are now in a positive economic situation in our sector. We have been on a path to recovery since the economic crisis just over 10 years ago. However, there are some clouds in the horizon with economic growth slowing globally and spending potentially decreasing in the coming years. The next 2 to 3 years will tell whether this is a period of stagnation. Secondly, climate change is clearly the one challenge that we and other industries must address. This means moving forwards on environmental sustainability and decarbonization, but at the same time also tackling the impact of climate change on boating and its infrastructure. The gale force winds, torrential rain, and heavy seas that hit the Ligurian coast of Italy in late 2018 were just one sign of the potential damage that climate change can have for marinas and boats. Consumers are also increasing demanding environmentally friendly leisure activities. We are also facing a shift in consumer demand across Europe, where sharing is becoming the norm. Buying a boat may no longer be the modus operandi in our sector. We are already seeing the first sign of adapting to this demand with boat clubs and the boat sharing platform. We should, however, not be negative about the generational shift. When looking at what younger generations are interested in, boating still fascinates. It can provide a mixture of an analog and digital experience that young people are looking for. By the way, if one goes on Instagram, the hashtag boating has 4.2 million posts and Sailing Even has 8.4 million posts. And on the newest social media platform named TikTok, the hashtag boating has 51.3 million views. A new trend, also connected to climate change, is that customers may end up taking longer holidays rather than short breaks in order to fly less. And what better way is there to spend 2 weeks than chartering a boat? taken together, there is certainly much cause for optimism. The question is now to adapt to these trends and benefit from them while weathering the possible economic headwinds and ensure that our industry can grow sustainably and create jobs. This requires a dual approach. Firstly, industry needs to adapt and solidify this interest in boating among younger generation. We need more innovation, need more digitalization, and an environmental perspective of how our products are used. At the same time, we need action at EU level. We need a positive agenda for the promotion of nautical tourism and the blue economy as one of the key sectors creating jobs in coastal and remote regions. We were delighted to see tourism appear in the mission letter of several commissioners. But we very much hope that this will turn into correct policy for nautical tourism. Within the tourism sector, a level playing field in terms of regulation and taxation is needed. This means that the current imbalance in VAT rates between boat moorings and other similar tourism activities need to be reduced. This requires a new approach by the EU on VAT to give member states this flexibility. This is a key element to make the business of operating marinas more sustainable. The EU has also a role to play in promoting innovation through research and development funding to support the environmental and digital transition of our sector and ensure that Europe can maintain its global leadership position. Made in Europe needs to remain a quality badge on the digital and environmental transformation of this decade. We also need a stronger single market through an easy process for mutual recognition of skipper license and legislation for safety equipment requirements used on boats. Ladies and gentlemen, I very much look forward to an exciting summit today and taking your concern forward. As EBI representing this sector, we will advocate for your interests at EU level. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mille merci.